Welcome to my workshop. Today I am going to do a tutorial that goes with the pattern for my sideways knit sweater. This has got to be definitely in the top 5 of my favorite sweaters I've ever made. Crochet, knit, ever. I love this sweater because it's super comfortable. It's quick, it's easy to make, it looks good with different yarns. I've made this sweater 3 times now in 3 different kinds of yarn. And the first one I made in acrylic and it turned out great. I don't even like acrylic, but it's usually my tester yarn that I go for. It turned out great. And then I made it with a wool blend, which I love. And then I wanted to get a little bit more experimental. And this is actually a pure cotton with little slubs. I usually don't like color like this, but I like it on this sweater. And I like how comfortable it feels. I'm currently spinning some silk and some Angora from my Angora rabbits because I'm going to make a 4th one in this pattern. That's how much I love it. And for me to use my precious Angora yarn, hand spun yarn, for a pattern, I have to really, really love that pattern, and I have to be sure of the fit and sure of the comfort of the sweater. Because I definitely don't want to waste my Angora. You knit from cuff to cuff, front, back, exactly the same way. You sew the top, sew the sides, you're done. I feel like it drapes in the right places, it clings in the right places, and it's just so comfortable. This is just a tutorial to help people that are more visual and like to learn by video. It goes with the pattern. I've wrote the pattern in a small, medium, and a large size. It's such a forgiving sweater because of the way it's made. And of course, this is made on the best knitting machine ever, the easiest knitting machine ever, the Lk150. So to cast on with this particular sweater, I'm just doing an E-wrap cast on. And I am making the small medium, which how many to cast on is in the pattern. For the size you're looking at making, you can also do a little mock rib cuff, or you could knit and reform stitches to make ribbing if you want right here. Now you just need to thread the carriage up. Make sure you push back your stitches. The first one is a little rough. And then I like to pull out the needles, and I do that a couple of times each time I go across. And so that way it's just so much easier because there's not weight on it yet. And then when I have enough rows to put weight on, then I put my weights on, and I put quite a bit on, as you can see, with this particular yarn. And making sure I move up on my ends, and I'm just going to knit the number of rows that's indicated on the pattern. And then I'm going to start the increases, and the increases are 1 stitch on each side. And your pattern has the number that you will be increasing in the rows you knit in between the increases. I always make sure that I move my weight up because the Lk150 is a wonderful machine, but it will drop your stitches. Now I'm just going to continue that progress of the rows and the increases until I get the number of rows indicated on the pattern. And now I'm going to pull out the needles to extend for the body part of the sweater. And I'm going to E-wrap all these new stitches on. Now I'm just threading up the carriage, and I'm going to make sure that my yarn is pushed back because that first row is a little tricky. You have to pull pretty hard. and especially depending on your yarn. And now I'm going to pull out all my needles and go back over. And I'm going to repeat the same thing like I did at the front, because just because I don't have enough to put weight on yet. And now I've got enough rows to add some weights. And now there's nothing to do but just knit the number of rows for the size that you are making in the pattern. And now I'm going to cast off the stitches that I cast on for the body. And I'm just going to be doing like a simple crochet cast off. The side doesn't really need to be stretchy or anything. And so I'm going to just cast those off until I get back up to the arm. So now I'm just pushing my needles back, taking all those stitches off the body part of the sweater, reset my row counter, and I'm going to start doing the rows and decreases on the sleeve. And all this is in the pattern. You just follow along. Once your decreases are all done, there's nothing left to do except just knit to the number indicated on the pattern for the size that you're making. Now I just have to bind off, and because I did an E-wrap cast on, which is really stretchy, I am going to do a back stitch cast off. To match, so my sleeves are equally as stretchy at the cuff area. I'm going to be crocheting an edge over this cast off and the cast on. But I like using this back stitch cast off because it's so similar to the E-wrap cast on. Of course, if you did reformed ribbing, you would just make the same number that you made in your original cuff for the other side. If you did a mock rib, you're going to have to do a mock rib for the ending, and I think Diane Sullivan has a video on that. And then I'm just going to finish it off here. Done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you have a beautiful sweater to show for it. And I hope you're doing something fun and creative today. Y'all have a good one.